Thank you. My hope was that this year's summit would once again gather fashion industry leaders from around the world here in Copenhagen. However, the reality of the global pandemic has forced us to continue our collaborative efforts for a more just and prosperous industry virtually. The global garment trade basically collapsed in the first half of 2020. In some cases, imports from Asia's garment-producing countries to major buying countries dropped by as much as 70%, according to the International Labour Organization. However, the crisis has also brought an opportunity for new alliances and new thinking, and most importantly, for how the industry can further pursue a more resilient, sustainable, and human-centered future. Throughout my patronage of Copenhagen Fashion Summit and Global Fashion Agenda, which has spanned more than a decade, I have witnessed the progress that the fashion industry has made toward a more sustainable future. A progress that should be recognized, but must be built upon. The textile sector, including the fashion industry, has a significant and wide-reaching environmental footprint across its entire value chain. According to the European Environment Agency, clothing, footwear, and household textiles is the fourth highest or fourth worst ranked for use of primary raw materials and water. It is the second highest for land use and the fifth highest for greenhouse gas emissions. Despite some solid progress, there is still much work to be done, and it is in fact possible to reduce greenhouse gas emission while increasing growth at the same time. There are plenty of lessons to be drawn, not only from within the fashion industry, but from a range of sectors such as food, housing, and transport, where recent years have provided examples and inspiration on how to minimize environmental footprints. When picturing a post-pandemic fashion industry, inspiration can also be found within existing tools and technologies that will move from idea to reality and from pilots to wide-scale adoption. However, in a time when new technology is disrupting traditional business models and upcoming legislation will increase regulation in the industry, businesses and organizations need to think and act differently when it comes to growth, business models, and systemic change. Redesigning the concept of growth is one of the biggest systemic issues of our time, and CFS Plus is seeking to challenge the traditional concepts of growth and prosperity with this year's theme and thought-provoking speakers. This year, Global Fashion Agenda and its strategic partners launched the new Fashion CEO Agenda, which provides not only a consolidated and industry-aligned framework that guides leaders on which priorities to focus on and allocate resources to, but also provide a positive vision for the future. The framework of the Fashion CEO Agenda gives equal weight to social and environmental priorities, while recognizing that a circular fashion system can also provide solutions to many of the challenges we face. The framework also points to several clear development paths. For example, textile waste must be reduced, the use of recycled fibers must be increased, efficiency must be optimized, and the use of natural resources minimized. The material mix must be shifted towards preferred low-impact materials. Education of future fashion designers must ensure that sustainability is a norm in design, textile choice, production, and marketing. Investments in innovation, solution providers, technology, research and development are integral to new development paths being made. And all of this must be done in partnerships with all actors in the value chain and by seeking inspiration from and collaboration with other sectors. Clearly, there are investments to be made, but these are investments the industry cannot afford not to make. The industry has the capacity, creativity, and courage to change course and transform how business is done. And as one of the world's largest and most powerful industries, you also have the responsibility to lead the way. I commend Global Fashion Agenda for exploring other ways to define prosperity in order to bring value to all stakeholders, people, and planet. While good steps are already being taken, it is obvious that in every sector, every industry, that change, the green transformation, must be bolder and faster. Courage and willingness to make mistakes are necessary to this end. Sustainability is a constant struggle of dilemmas and a feeling of never doing enough or not doing exactly the right thing. However, as industry leaders and us as consumers and citizens, we must take responsibility for our decisions and actions, what we buy and use, and the impact they have on our common future and that of future generations. Each and every contribution, however small, adds up to something much bigger. Prosperity cannot happen without a collective effort. So we must collaborate, create alliances across the value chain, and possibly across industries to tackle what is a huge challenge, but not an impossible one. I'm very much looking forward to hearing about new actions and the latest solutions and innovations that will be presented and discussed over the coming days. COVID has without doubt shaken us and continues to do so, but it also has shown us what we can achieve when we act collectively. In the face of immense challenges, we must remain united and optimistic. And we should be optimistic about the challenges the fashion industry must overcome, because we know what people can accomplish. Thank you.